Hi, I'm Wendy from Rural Storytelling Project. Today, I'll be going over how we can use presentations as an aid to storytelling and different key technical components of presentations to help do that. For today, we're going to go through some objectives. The first one, which would be learning how to be an active listener and to give feedback to our own peers. We're going to also learn about how we use presentations as an aid to tell our own stories. And lastly, we'll go over some key technical presentation skills on how we can effectively tell our own stories. There are some things that you should keep in mind of when you're listening to someone give a speech. You want to be an active listener, and that means asking questions if you have any and jot them down. What do you like about the speaker's speech? What do you think can be improved? And what reaction did you have after listening to the speaker's story speech? Once you are keeping those in mind as you're listening, you can provide those comments and feedback after. Now that we know how to actively listen and give feedback when we're listening to someone give a speech, we're going to learn how we can use presentations as a way to aid storytelling. When we use presentations, we can provide visuals and text to help guide us through your speeches and your stories. Because of those, it becomes really helpful to have that to keep your audience engaged what you're talking about and also help you to guide you through your storytelling. When you have some slides to look over to serve as your notes, and to also let the audience see what you're really talking about. Which is why presentations are really helpful when it comes to storytelling. Now that we know that, we're going to go into learning how we can do those with technical presentation skills. First off, there are animations, which helps keep the audience focused and enhance their visual impact. Just like that, that is one animation, just to keep the audience focused on this next technical aspect that I am showing you. Transitions, which is a period of changing from one slide to another. And it's really helpful to help to divide your topics into smaller pieces when you incorporate transitions. Visuals help guide the audience on what the speaker is talking about. They also keep the presentation interesting because there are images to help the audience see what the speaker is trying to illustrate in his or her presentation. The notes helps to guide the speaker during the presentation. 3 platforms that I highly recommend is Google Slides, PowerPoint, and Prezi. Google Slides is helpful to use when you're using it online and you want to collaborate with others to work on a presentation together. Microsoft PowerPoint is good with offline use when you don't have Wi-Fi, and it has a lot more animation features that you can use. And Prezi is really good with really long presentations, and just like what I'm using right now, which is Prezi, it can get a little complicated, and the only setback is that in the free version, the PowerPoint that you save is open to the public, so you don't have private access. And when you're using presentations, keep in mind that you don't have to use a lot of text, just as long as you have visuals and some things to help the audience to be in the same momentum and be in the same pace with you and follow along to your story. That's all for today. I hope this is helpful in learning more about how we can incorporate stories into our presentations. Bye!